What's going on, y'all, siblings? And today we kind of have something a little bit different. So, my YouTube is kind of the place where I should be able to go to express myself and express like the things that are going on within my life and my head and stuff like that. So, I'm gonna take this as an opportunity to do so. So, recently I've been feeling like I'm going through some sort of like spiritual awakening. Like, I became a little bit more in tune with something beyond our physical form. And when you become in tune to that side of you, you start to acknowledge and see different sides of things that you didn't see before, whether that's relationships, life, just life, and just everything in life. You see life from a different perspective. You see life from a different light, and that's kind of where I am right now. um I would say that this like awakening type of shift started happening sometime last year. um but I didn't really acknowledge exactly what was happening until I took my trip to Humboldt. Um, I was gonna upload like a vlog or whatever the case may be of that trip, but I decided, just something inside of me decided to just keep it to myself. Um, I will be going out there permanently very, very soon. Um, so when I'm out there and I actually make the full like official transition, then I'll upload like the vlog and I'll show you guys the new setup and everything that I have going on. But I decided to put that, on like a little pause. I went for a week between March 14th and March 21st, around that time period. And yeah, while I was there, I was able to identify what I was feeling, and it just shifted my perspective on a lot of things in life. And since I've came back, I've sacrificed a lot. I've sacrificed friendships, relationships, money, a lot. I've just been sacrificing because I see what I want to achieve long term. And with this other self that I became in touch with, is like leading me there. Like, the questions that I have get answered one way or another, and it tells me my next step. So I've had to sacrifice a lot, and I feel like God doesn't give you what you want in life until you sacrifice. Because if you're just in this constant state of just get, and you get it when you want, it's just get, you become very selfish, and you're not gonna appreciate the things that are gave to you. So once you learn how to appreciate the small things, like just being able to wake up every morning, or just having oxygen to breathe. Once you start appreciating the small things, he'll make room for the bigger things. Like, you're not really gonna know how to appreciate something and value something if you didn't sacrifice for it. If, like what Nip said, if you weren't willing to die behind what you're getting at, you're not gonna get it. Because there's always gonna be a limit to what you're gonna do to get what you want. And once you break all sorts of like limitations in your head, you blossom. So that's one thing I've been kind of understanding, that like I I felt that like I was somewhat at like a disadvantage for some reason, because I felt like I was just not getting everything at the same pace as everybody else. And it started to mess with my mental. I'm not even gonna lie. Until I realized it just isn't my turn yet. It isn't my time. It's coming, but it just hasn't came yet. And I realized the things that I was doing on a consistent basis without realizing it were sacrifices. Like not going out, not partying all the time, not drinking all the time. Like, don't get me wrong, I smoke. I'll answer to God. That's between me and God. But like other areas, like just partying all the time, moving out of lust, like just having multiple parties, just things like that. It wasn't attractive to me. Like I find myself a lot of the times, bro, like friends or whatever you want to call them have like plans and they want to get me involved and I'm like, nah, like I'm working. Like I'm either at work or at home making YouTube videos and perfecting this craft. And it's not like I look down on anybody who's partaking in that lifestyle. I just know what I need to do to get to where I want to be in life, and those type of habits and that type of mindset doesn't complement my long-term success. So I started reading this book from Napoleon Hill. It's called "Witting the Devil," and as I was reading, whatever page I stopped on, I would try to write a quote to summarize everything that I just read. So, for one, fear is a man-made entity used to enslave the mind. It's facts. Um, Living in LA, we the environment kind of forces you to like become low key schizophrenic. Like you're scared of things that aren't there. Um, you're constantly looking over your shoulder. You're constantly like, oh, who's that in that car? You know, oh, why he's slowing down like that? Why the windows tinted like that? You know, why he now I seen that car come back like 2-3 times. He must be trying to do something. Like it's like we're very entrapped by fear, and that's just one example. I mean, like there's people out here who are scared to make the next move because of the fear of poverty or losing what they once had. It's like people don't like to take that one step back to take two steps forward, and I've really realized that too. But to tie back into like the fear thing, once you break that level of fear, like in the book they said that the devil is nothing but negative thoughts. That's it. He's the negative to all matter. He's everywhere. He's not like this little spiritual horns, red face, two face. No, he's just the negative side to every positive. Like in an atom, there's negative and a positive. God, devil. You could look at it like that. So when you're continuously just feeding your head with negative thoughts, fear, limitation, things like that, you're never gonna prosper because those are characteristics of the devil. I, I'm not really sure exactly how to really get that thought across, but you need to like break like the mental limitations for you to actually be able to become in tune with your other self, because all the answers are within you. That's a fact. Whatever you want to do in life, you know exactly how to do it. There's no if, ands, or buts about that. You know exactly what you need to do. You just aren't listening to yourself. You aren't trusting yourself. You aren't trusting your gut, and you're listening to other people. And since you're listening to other people, you're not going to get to where you want to get in life because they don't see what you see. That's the very hard truth. They simply just don't see what the fuck you see. So their input is beneficial to an extent. because they could probably unlock certain parts of your brain to think in a certain way to get to where you need to be. But all in all, you already know what you need to do. You just don't trust yourself. And with that, it's like meeting temporary defeat is like it's not a permanent failure. Like we think because we listened to ourselves and we trusted ourselves and we believed in ourselves and it didn't work. Not one, two, three, four, how many times it may happen, that's permanent failure. So then you stop trusting yourself because you messed up. When in actuality, that's not even the case. Without that failure, you wouldn't have learned the lesson you needed to learn to answer the question that you've been having. Because we've all have questions. We all see an end goal. We all see where we want to be in life, but we don't know how to get there. Like we have a question. How do we get there? And with those failures, they teach us lessons. They give us the answers that we need. They answer our questions for us. So don't fail at something or come a little bit short on something and you lose hope in yourself and you like you shift your passions and stuff like that. No, trust your gut. Trust yourself. Because honestly that's the most powerful tool that like anybody has. And another thing that I want to touch on is like be careful what you set your heart upon, as it will surely be yours. Another quote from Napoleon Hill. You need to protect your energy at all cost. Whether you took that step to become the better version of yourself, or you met that other self, that spiritual level, whatever the case may be. Don't set your heart upon something, or don't give your energy out without knowing that's what you actually want, right? I'm not sure if that makes sense in a way, but let's say you set your heart, like for my guys out there, right? Let's say you set your heart upon a certain female or a certain woman, my apologies, or let's say like a relationship, just anything, yada yada yada, before you truly know who that person is. So you got your heart, you got your energy, you've entwined with that person, not knowing if that's what you truly wanted, but now you have it because you've allowed it to enter. So start looking at your friendships and your relationships and just the interactions you have with people on a little bit of a deeper level, and stop ignoring red flags. We do that too much. We ignore red flags and then we complain about those same red flags later on in the situation. We see what it is in people, friends, girlfriend, boyfriend, moms, parents, whatever the case may be. From the jump, they show red flags from the jump, but we ignore them. Stop doing that. That's hurting yourself, and that's it. I mean, that's coming from such a genuine place. Stop ignoring red flags. Notice it, acknowledge it, and move based on it. Don't overlook somebody's red flags or their bad habits and bad tendencies because you want to see the great in somebody, or you want to see the good in your homie, or you want to see the best out of your homeboy or your homegirl or your girlfriend, boy, whatever the case may be. Don't do that, because then you're creating an attachment to who you want them to be rather than who they actually are. And that's a very toxic place to be in, because you're trying to fight for the other person to see the greatness that they hold, but they don't see it themselves. So when they don't see the greatness that they withhold within themselves, there's literally nothing you can do to better that situation, because they have to take the accountability and acknowledgement first. to make that process even a process. And like with back to like thing with the sacrifice, like we need to pray and like give thanks for everything that we have. Like we overlook the very basics. And I feel like that's why a lot of people aren't happy. Like there's entities or forces beyond physical form that keeps everything that we are doing in physical form in order. The seasons don't change order. It doesn't matter what the fuck is happening on Earth. That sun is gonna rise. That moon is gonna come. The moon is all like it. It's certain things. You wake up. There's oxygen. You're breathing. We're moving. I can touch myself. I'm expressing myself right now, which billions of people don't have that same, luxury right now. You know, just be grateful for the things that you have, because there's always somebody else who doesn't have that and would love to be in the position that you're in. Yet you're complaining about what you don't have. But there's people in positions way worse than you who genuinely need something. Like, if you have a roof over your head, you're great. You're blessed. That's facts. If you have food in your stomach, you're blessed. If you have a life right now, you are blessed. So give thanks to those small things and really learn how to appreciate those things, because that's what's actually gonna make you happy. Like, we don't say this for no reason. Money does not buy happiness. It buys material aspects that may make your ego feel a little bit better about yourself, but that money does not buy you any type of happiness. The happiness comes within yourself. You have to be happy with what you're waking up doing to make that money. Because, bro, anybody can easily sit there and slave, go to school for 10 years, go get a doctorate or some shit, whatever the case may be, and whatever the case may be, it make $160,000 a year, $200,000 a year, working for a company that they fucking hate, but they have the money and they can buy the shit that they want. That gets you nowhere. You might as well be working at 9 to 5. You might as well, bro. You might as well like you're still sad. You're not happy. You have to be happy with yourself and how you're making the money, so that your purchases reflect that happiness. AKA, for example, when people get rich, and instead of them, bust down gold, all this other shit, nice cars, they go give it back out. They're feeding the homeless. They're setting up drives. They're doing things that make them happy. And you see that in different people, like in different people who have that level of success. The ones who are truly happy were the ones that inspired. Like, long live King Nick. The highest human act is to inspire. But if you can benefit somebody else's life without no material aspects needed to be involved, you're on the right track. Period. Hence, like Bob Marley and stuff like that. Like I saw this interview where they had asked Bob Marley, "Are you a rich man?" And he said, "Define rich." Because if we're talking about a material rich, I'm not rich. And I'll remember that interview like every day, because his richness was internally, and that's very, very, very important. Just believing in yourself and being happy with yourself and being happy with the things that you're doing and the energy that you're putting out, not only will that energy come back to you, but you'll just be so much happy. Like you'll just feel like uplifted. And like just master your energy. I feel like that is something that we've heard, seen a lot of like clips like Nip and stuff say, but I don't think we've actually understood the importance of mastering your energy. Because, for example, dudes get heartbroken, dudes get hurt, whatever the case may be, by female, and they go out and they become dogs. You go out and you hurt other people. You lie to other people. You are selfish to other people. Do you think that energy's not gonna come back? It's gonna come back. So the moment you decide you want to give your heart to somebody, or you wanna pursue with somebody, that energy is gonna sneak in right through the back door and fuck up everything that you just had, because that's the energy you was putting out into the planet. Versus the individual who gets their heart broke and they sit back, they reflect, they forgive, and they self-improve. So then the next person that they encounter gets a better version than what the last person encountered. And if the people that you're encountering doesn't appreciate that, that's on them. You shouldn't have to run game or change who you are naturally for somebody else to accept. That's not how it works. When you stay pure, and I think people really lost the feeling of like true like pureness. When you're pure, you have no ill intent. You're being honest with them. You're being straightforward. Just everything real pure. You're real pure with your energy. That's what you're gonna attract. Plain blank period. If you're holding yourself like a true man, integrity, accountability, responsibility, just true qualities of a actual man, not true masculinity, you're gonna attract a wonderful woman. You're gonna attract a woman who would want to take who would want you to lead, who would have no problem, being loyal and helping you build and do all that type of stuff. It's what you've manifested. Your thoughts are manifestation. Whatever you're thinking, like whatever you think of other people, whatever you just think, it's gonna come out. What's up here is gonna be a reflection of what the fuck's gonna be shown out there. Once you fix up here, everything else around you just ties in. If it's nothing but good and pure and true, like love and generosity and like you're just being human, you're not gonna get fucked over. There's gonna be people who attempt to fuck you over, but it's not gonna affect you because that person's actions doesn't affect your happiness. So yeah, I hope you guys really like understood what I've been trying to say in this video. I've never really been a very like social person. I've always been like to myself and just very observant and very intelligent, if you ask me. So I have a lot of ideas and a lot of thoughts that I would like to express, but I really don't know how to. So this is kind of like my first time really sitting down and just reflecting. And I feel like that's probably why you guys catch me like going through pauses and certain type of stuff naturally, because I don't want this to be like, oh, I did this 16 times to make it perfect, I did this and that. No, this was literally I'm gonna try putting as the minimum amount of cuts I can in this video. There's a baby outside crying. Hold on. Okay. Back to what I was saying. Yeah, I've never been really able to express myself and articulate myself the best way. So that's something that I'm trying to work on 100%. So I guess this was like my first step, and or not first step, but I guess this was kind of something I needed to do in my process of becoming who I'm trying to do. And it's just being able to articulate. That's a beautiful skill. That's an amazing skill that anybody should practice. Being able to articulate your thoughts accurately and precisely and get your point across without having to like force it or become aggressive, or raise your voice and stuff like that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys did take something from the video. If I'm being honest, this video probably isn't gonna do that well. I've noticed whenever it's somebody speaking about something positive or just like the process of growth and the path to success, it doesn't really do well. The media likes to highlight a lot of negativity and a lot of bullshit, if you ask me. So I'm not expecting this video to blow up or anything like this. This is kind of just like a video I'm gonna post just so I can go back in a couple years, and be like, okay, it paid off. You know, all the sacrifices, all the people you lost, and everything. It was worth it. It was worthwhile. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And it has been Siblings. Peace.